All right, hi everyone. Today we are going to learn 13.1 graphing linear equations. So what are you doing? You're going to be graphing linear equations. It's very easy. I'm going to give you guys a couple of equations. You're going to evaluate them and you're going to draw a couple of lines on the coordinate plane. All right, let's take a look at example number 1. So let's say I give you an equation that says y is equal to 2x. I'm going to choose a couple of numbers to input into this equation and see what the output is. So the first number I'm going to choose is 0. So I'm going to plug it into this equation and I'm going to say 2 times 0, that's going to give me 0 as my output. For my next input, I'm going to choose 1. So if I choose 1, 2 times 1, that's going to be 2. The next number is going to be 2. 2 times 2, that's going to give me 4. If I choose 3, 2 times 3 is 6. 4, 2 times 4 is 8. And then 5. 2 times 5 is going to give me 10. Once I have all of these coordinate points, I'm going to plot them on my coordinate plane. So I have 0, 0, so I'm going to go to 0, 0 and put a little point right there. Next number, I have 1, 2, so 1, 2, put a little point. And then I have 2, 4, so 2, 4. And then last one, I have 3, 6. So I'm going to go 3, 6. I can't plot the other ones because it's going to go off the graph. Once I have my 4 dots, go ahead, draw a line, and that's it. That is literally what you're doing today. Very, very easy. Let's take a look at example number 2. Example number 2, I have an equation y is equal to 1/2 x. So again, I'm going to choose a couple of input numbers. Okay, I'm going to input into the equation. First number is going to be 0. So half times 0 is going to be 0. Next number is 1. Half times 1 is 1/2. 2, half times 2 is just 1. 3 is going to give me 1 and 1/2. 4, that's going to give me 1/2 times 4, which is 2. And then 5, that's going to give me 2.5. All right, let's plot these points. First corner point I'm going to have is 0, 0. So 0, 0, put a little point right there. Next one is 1, 1/2. So I'm going to go 1, 1/2, just halfway right there. Next one is 2, 1 right here. And then last number, this is 3, 1 and 1/2. Once I have a couple of points, I can draw a line. Ta-da! I'm done. Very, very easy. Take a look at example number 3. Ooh, this equation looks complicated. No, it's not. It's very, very easy. Again, you're going to do the same thing. Plug in some numbers into x and then see what the output is. First number, I'm going to plug in 0. So half times 0, which is 0, plus 1, that's going to give me 1. Next number is 1. Half times 1, that's a half, plus 1, that's 1.5. If I plug in 2, that's going to be half times 2, which is going to be 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. You do the same thing for the rest. All right, here we go. Let's plot the points. First point is going to be 0, 1. So I'm going to go 0, 1, which is right there. Next number is 1 and 1.5. So that's 1 and 1.5. And the next number is 2 and 2. And then the last coordinate point I'm going to plot is 3, 2.5. So 3, 2.5. Once I have my points, connect the dots. Ta-da! That is my line. Super easy. Let's take a look at example number 4. Example number 4. Ooh, here are some negatives. Don't freak out. It's pretty easy. Same thing. We're just evaluating, putting in the numbers. Okay, so first number is going to be 0. So negative half times 0, that's 0. Plus 1, that's 1. Plug in 1, that's going to be negative half times 1. That's negative half plus 1. That's just, half, or 0.5. Plug in 2. Negative half times 2, that's going to be negative 1. And negative 1 plus 1 cancels out. That's going to give you 0. Plug in the rest. And then we can plot our points. First point, we have 0, 1. So 0, 1, right there. Next one is 1 and then half. So it's going to be 1 and then you just go halfway. Boop. And then you have 2, 0. And then you have 3 and then negative a half. So 3, negative a half right there. You have your points. Connect the dots. You are done. Super easy. Here is example number 5. Example number 5, I have y is equal to 2. Oh no, Mr. Chen, where are the x? That's weird. I don't know what to do. No, it's super easy. You see, whenever you see an equation that says y is equal to 2, like literally all the y values are going to be 2. For example, if you have 0, y is 2. Duh. If x is 1, y is, let me think. Oh yeah, 2. If x is 2, y is 2. 2. 2. See, everything is 2. When y is equal to 2, literally all the y values are going to be 2. All right, let's plot this and see what it looks like. I have 0, 2 right there. and then I have 1, 2, so 1, 2 right there, and then 2, 2, and then 3, 2. You see it's going to be a flat line. So if I connect the dots, boom, right there. So here's the trick, okay? Whenever you see an equation that says y is equal to blah, it's going to be a flat line horizontally, always, always horizontally. Don't get that confused with the y-axis. I know that's vertical, but whenever you see an equation that says y equals to something, it's always, always, always going to be horizontal. All right, let's take a look at our last problem. Example number 6. Here I have x is equal to 2. Same thing, same idea, right? This just means that all the x values are equal to 2. So I can say this is 2, and this could be, I don't know, 1 or something. This could be 2, that's 2. 2, 3, 2, 4, 2, 5, 2, and then 6. Plot this, very easy. Look what happens. If I have the first one, I have 2, 1, and then I have 2, 2, 2, 3, 2, 4. Ooh, this is a vertical line. Yes, that's right. Why? Because all the x values lie on 2, right? All the x values are 2. That's why it's going to be vertical. And again, just a little trick. Whenever you see an equation that says x is equal to blah, right? It's always, always, always going to be a vertical line. And don't get that confused with the x-axis. I know that's horizontal, but whenever you have an equation that says x is equal to blah, that's always going to be vertical, okay, always straight up and down. Okay, so let's summarize. How do we graph lines? Well, step 1, you're going to make an XY table, okay? And then step 2, you're going to evaluate. Just plug in the numbers and see what the output is. Then you're going to plot your coordinate points, and then you're going to connect the points. That's it. Very, very easy. Super simple. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video.